I choose love, love, love. Love, love, love. I choose it, love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I feel it, peace, 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 peace. I choose peace, 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 peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I choose joy, joy, joy. I feel it, joy, joy, joy. Every day it's joy, joy, joy. I'm choosing joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy, and I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love.
Welcome, everyone, to this beautiful day at Unity of Fort Myers. And we're all basking in the glow of Valentine's Day, right? The love. This is a beautiful space of love, and we're all welcome here. So let's go ahead and turn our attention within for our opening prayer as we begin our time together, feeling our connection with this beautiful earth and feeling our connection with the infinite sky and with the wisdom of the traditions that we carry here at Unity of healing and peace, abundance, awareness, freedom, loving kindness, and compassion. And we give thanks for our connection with the source, the divine love that is the source of our life. And we give thanks knowing that each one of us is a radiating center of peace, joy, freedom, and love. That every day we are awakening more fully to this awareness, and that we come together to remember and to activate the truth that is always within us, the inner Christ, our true nature. Through the power and presence of the infinite spirit of truth and love, we give thanks, knowing this is so, and so it is.
Will you join us in the mission statement? Throughout prayer, education, and service, we bring to action the one and only power of God. And our vision statement, centered in love, we joyfully celebrate a world united in divine truth. Okay. Oh, we're so happy to have Will Tuttle here today. I've heard him many times before, and he is amazing.
I think we have to say the vision statement.
I'm sorry?
Did we say the vision statement?
Not yet. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I thought we did it. Okay. One with Spirit, we envision and embody peace, love, truth, beauty, growth, and prosperity for our members, our campus, community, and the world. We have basically the big announcement today is Will's workshop after the service. It's going to be held between 11:30 and 1:30, and we do have pizza ordered for all of you who are worried about lunch. And also, there's a huge outpouring, I guess, of stuff from Publix today. So if nothing else, please stop by and pick up some of those items, bread and pastries, etc. After the service, too, please stop by at the back table, as Will is going to have some of his merchandise, which is wonderful books and artwork and CDs, so stop by there as well. Barbara has a few words for us.
I think we skipped this whole welcome in my music. So we didn't do, you didn't welcome
We'll do that,
first
okay.
timers and the neighbors.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do
So-
that. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'd just like to announce, every fourth Monday of the month, Pam Minton has a Breath, Body, Mind program in the chapel. And yesterday we had our second Saturday Breath, Body, Mind program. And as I was sitting there watching just the energy of the room, it was just, there were probably 8 to 10 people there, and I thought, we could fill this room with people for Breath, Body, Mind. So please, start coming to that. We need to do a lot better with getting the word out about this, because we couldn't have any better people than Angel and Pam. You could go across the country and not find people better than them, and they're right here. So please do start, go to our website and look for our programs. I'm going to start teaching Tai Chi again March 17th, and we're a happy group. We get together, we have name tags. We don't just file into a room and not say hi to each other. We're really Tai Chi team. Thank you.
Do we have anybody here for the first time today? No? Well, yes? Oh, good. Well, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Right now is our time to greet each other, and just a fair warning to you new people. If you don't like hugging, which goes on, just a handshake, put out your hand for a handshake, or a fist bump, or whatever you like, but everybody here is kind of big huggers, so do whatever feels comfortable. So this is a time when we get to greet our neighbors. Go for it.
Wherever there is need, love will find a way. There is a space in my heart where I find the truth. I find me and you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love and welcome to peace. Welcome to our community. Be who you are and let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are unfold.
All right, so let's come back together. Have you take your seat again. Thank you very much. And I'm really delighted that we have in this beautiful sanctuary such a terrific piano. This is a really beautiful Yamaha studio grand piano, and I'd like to play a piece of music now for the next thing we're going to be doing. And this is a melody from the album called Sky High, and it's called The Joy of Sky. And I think the underlying idea is that the sky is more than just something up there above us. It represents the infinite creative potential that we all have that's within us, and that the eternal dimension of life, which is our true nature as well. And the core of our being essentially is joy. So please feel free to just let the music take you on an inner journey. It's a short piece of music just to begin our time together here this morning. And I like to dedicate it to the healing of all of our relations. This is Joy of Sky. Enjoy. Thank you very much. And now we have the announcements, if there's any left.
Pam is our prayer box chaplain today, so please come up, Pam.
Okay. I just want to share something with you that's really a powerful practice we do in breath, body, mind. And it's like a prayer, but you feel the love. So since we're after Valentine's and love is still in the air, I'm going to ask you to do this practice with me, if that's okay. Is it? Yes? Okay, you have to stand up. Okay, hold this for me. Okay, what we're doing is we're going to breathe in like this. Put your elbows by your side, and we're going to breathe in the love in the air. Breathe in, and then we're going to send it out. Send out this love. And we do a ha with it. So first we're sending out to our family. Breathe in love. Send out the love to your family. Breathe in love. Send it out to the United States. Breathe in love. Send it out to the world. Breathe in. Send it out to all the planets. We are powerful. Put your hands by your side. Feel the powerful energy of love that surrounds us and folds us, and that we send out with everyone with whom we come in contact with. Thank you for indulging me. You can sit down. You have no idea how powerful and sanctified you all are. I'm giving it to you. I'm showing it to you. I feel it. I know it. And it's here. Know that. Know that. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this wonderful collective consciousness of love, peace, joy, and all that we need for ourselves and our world. Amen.
Anybody wishing to have prayer help after the service, Pam will be in the prayer room. Also, if you have a prayer request you want submitted to the prayer box, just use the blue card in the back of the chair. And we'll do our prayer of affirmation. It is on earth as it is in the kingdom of heaven. And one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And the daily word for today is divine order. My life and all life is in divine order. When I encounter delays and setbacks, or the world is changing in ways I find unsettling, my life may feel chaotic, even out of control. Even though I know divine order underlies all things, it doesn't always feel that way. I remind myself that order is a spiritual truth, always present. I don't need to pray for it or even work toward it. I need only affirm it and trust it is unfolding, especially when I see no evidence of it. I pray not to invoke divine order, but to bolster my awareness of it. I affirm divine order and feel comforted and assured of God's presence in and through all things. As I return my attention to the world around me, I discover evidence of order everywhere I look. From Luke 12:22, he said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life or what you will eat, or about your body or what you will wear."
Thank you so much. All right, let's join together for our time of meditation. Feel free to get comfortable, even more comfortable in your chairs, and I'll be doing it from over here at the piano. So let's become aware of our breathing. With every exhalation now we allow ourselves to relax more and more deeply into this present moment. The only holy moment is right now. So we give thanks for the precious opportunity that we have to be here in this beautiful sanctuary on this beautiful morning We give thanks for everyone who helps make this outer sanctuary possible, knowing that this sanctuary is a manifestation of the inner sanctuary, where we dwell always in harmony and in unity with the infinite love that is the source of all life. And we give thanks for all of our loved ones, for this community and the whole web of life here on this beautiful earth, all the rivers and mountains, the oceans and forests, all the animals celebrating their lives in the sky and in the waters and on the land, and the whole human family on our great adventure of awakening to the truth that we are. And we give thanks for all of the teachings, of all the traditions that turn our minds away from the delusion of separateness to the truth of the infinite interconnectedness of all life. And we give thanks for all of the teachers in our life. We give thanks knowing that the light that shines at the very heart of the universe is shining right now in our heart, in our mind, in every cell of our being, bringing every dimension of our life into harmony, into alignment with the divine purpose of this life. We give thanks knowing that we have a unique ministry and mission in the world. And we just allow the music now to deepen our understanding and connection, to open an inner doorway to connect more fully with the truth that we are. And now we take a moment to allow our minds to become quiet and enter more deeply into the awareness of our oneness with divine love. In the silence, we rest together in one heart. May all beings be happy and at peace. May all beings be free. And may we all realize the original brightness of our minds and hearts. May we continue to work together to build a more enlightened society, a world that cares for everyone, a world that reflects the truth of the infinite love of the inner Christ shining at the very center of our being. Through the power and presence of the infinite Spirit, we give thanks knowing this is so. And so it is. Thank you for joining together in the meditation. And now we stand for the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Leave us not in temptation. Deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever. Amen. You may be seated. And yes, I'd like to play a piece called Dance for the Arctic Moon. This is another original piece from the Sky High album. And this is dedicated especially to the sacred feminine dimension of consciousness, the inner power that we have to be receptive. So enjoy, let the music take you on a journey. This is Dance for the Arctic Moon. Thank you very much. All right. This is a wonderful opportunity we have to come together and share the teachings. And Reverend Crystal, as you know, has a whole series. And I'm delighted that this one is called Devotion, the Luminous Meridian. And the underlying idea, of course, is that we have this guidance system, this inner guidance system, the meridian. Meridian is something that we can connect with that'll help us to live our lives and to lead our lives in a way that's in alignment with the truth. And devotion is a very interesting word. Devotion, there's a sense in that word, if you look at the Latin roots, dedication, it literally means, it comes from de in Latin, which means complete, about, and the root vovere, or the Romans would have pronounced it vovere. We get our word vote and so forth, but it means to dedicate. So it means complete dedication. So this is something that I think is crucially important. And there's two powers, essentially, I think, that propel us to awaken a feeling of devotion. One of them, and when I say devotion, I mean a devotion to an ideal, devotion to a spiritual path, devotion to what brought you here today, to unfold the highest potential within us. One of the things that propels us is suffering. Is there anyone in here who has never suffered? Raise your hand, I'd like to meet you. So we all have suffering, right? And suffering is physical, psychological, emotional, I would say cultural as well. And that truth, we'd like to somehow relieve ourselves from suffering. So that propels us to awaken out of the delusions that cause suffering. But there's another something so that's kind of pushing us. But there's something else that propels us, and I think that's more of an attractive force. We're attracted to the beauty, to the truth, to the love that we feel is within us and we feel around us in the beauty of the earth. We're attracted to understand that more fully and to connect and let that come through us as a blessing to others. So this is pulling us. And I think the beautiful thing about unity in many ways is that the co-founders of Unity, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, went very deeply into their spiritual practice on both dimensions. They were actually, I think, way ahead of their time, and they included all the world religions in many ways. Of course, they focused especially on the wonderful teachings of Christianity and Jesus and the spiritual healing that came through that tradition. And they were also inspired, actually, by Christian Science. Some of you, have you heard of Christian Science? There's a whole movement of spirituality. And she said in her book, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, she has this, just 4 important words. Man's extremity is God's opportunity. Isn't that great? Man's extremity is God's opportunity. That's kind of the pushing. When we really need help, then we open to something beyond just the usual patterns and habits that we're kind of addicted to, and we open to something higher. And so Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, he had remarkable spiritual healings through studying the scriptures and looking beyond just the surface level to the actual power. And how many of you have been to Unity Village? Some of you. If you haven't been to Unity Village, try to go once in your life. It's like going to Mecca. Try to get there. It's a beautiful place in Missouri. And there's a prayer tower where there's people praying all the time, as you know. And the whole idea is that through prayer, we can, and which is really basically elevating our consciousness to a higher vibratory level, we can heal virtually anything. And this is a tremendous understanding, I think, for us as human beings right now, because we're taught the opposite of that. We're taught that we're just this object that was born and will die. We're a material thing, and we have all kinds of bad things that can happen to us, and so we're trying to sort of navigate through our life and in many ways competing with each other to get enough money and to get different things. And so this is, in the Buddhist tradition, that whole way of living, believing that I'm a separate self with a name and a form that was born and will die, That's delusion, which is called samsara, which means suffering that doesn't ever end. I mean, as long as we're under this delusion of being a fundamentally separate self that was born and will die, and we just have a few years here, then we're trying to get what we want and keep away what we don't want, and everybody's doing the same thing, so we're all manipulating each other and trying to do this, and it's suffering that never ends. So the whole idea, like Jesus said, and all the great spiritual teachers, is to awaken out of that delusion and realize that what we are is the infinite consciousness that was never born and will never die, and we're manifesting through a vehicle here for a few short years. And unity has this at its core. The idea in unity really is that each one of us can go, as Charles said, each one of us can go straight to headquarters. Remember that? He said, we can each go straight to headquarters. So for him, that was easy. That meant, I'll just ask Myrtle. But for the rest of us, I can just ask Madeline. That works really well for me. But the idea is that we can each quiet our minds. That's really the key thing, to learn to quiet our mind and listen. That's why Dance for the Arctic Moon is a piece of music that to me is dedicated to the sacred feminine, which is the capacity to listen. We have the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. Sacred masculine is acting and bringing into the world. And the sacred feminine is getting the wisdom so we know what the heck to do when we're acting. And this is the thing that's really in many ways ignored in our society. We're taught to trust our rational mind, or to trust even more than that, our authorities. Whatever the authorities say, do what they say. We have an inner authority that we can connect with that's far more wise than any outer authority could ever be, and is probably a lot less corrupt as well. So it's really important. Remember what Krishnamurti said. He said, it's not a good idea to be well-adjusted to a very sick society. So we have to realize, we in many ways, we want to be well-adjusted and do what everybody does and fit in and so forth. But in many ways, our society is set up with a foundation of materialism. And like I said, this idea that we're an object, a body. In many ways, our body is like a footprint. That's one of the original symbols, actually, of the Buddhist teaching. And it's, I think, an ancient wisdom symbol. Because when we go out to Sanibel or somewhere over to the beach, and we're walking along and we see a footprint in the sand, we don't walk up to the footprint and go, good morning, George, how are you doing today? We know the footprint is just a footprint. That's not George. So this is a footprint right now waving. You cannot see the being. We don't see, we see, in many ways, we see what is it? It's a manifestation of consciousness. And we tend to identify with a certain body and gender, sex, whatever, and all these different things, and age and physical attributes, and of course a whole collection of memories and all these things that we gather. And yet what we are is what makes this possible. So how many of you have a regular spiritual practice of some kind that you do on a daily basis? Yay! So I really want to emphasize the importance of this. This is the key thing. I'd like to maybe close, I have to kind of move along here, but so I'd like to play another piece of music, but I want to close with this idea that if you found your way through the door, you have a story that brought you here, something that brought you out of the mainstream kind of way of looking at things, to question the official narratives in our society, and to realize that we have this luminous meridian, this inner guidance system that we can connect with. We can go straight to headquarters and we can get guidance. That's what we'll be talking about this afternoon, our intuition. And our intuition is ever present. There's no one that doesn't have this inner guidance system. It's just very often it's blocked, where we're listening to something else. So you have a story that brought you here, and that helped you to question the official narratives and connect with your own inner wisdom. And that's a key point, because as we go through our day, we're doing something, right? We're doing this and that and the other. And what is it that's actually propelling us to do whatever we're doing? It's one of two things. It's either the cultural program, because when we're born, we're like a little sponge and we soak up everything. Their language becomes my language. Their attitudes become my attitudes. Their food becomes my food. Their way of life becomes my way of life. And so we just, in many ways, robotically do what we're supposed to do, what everybody does. And if we're just living our life from that, from the conditioning, what our parents told us, what the teachers told us, what our ministers told us, I don't mean Reverend Crystal, but all the other ministers, if we're just kind of going along like this, then we could be going to church every Sunday and everything else, but there's not really any spiritual life there. Spiritual life only begins when we start being guided by the second thing. Besides the conditioning, we can be guided by our true nature, by our eternal being, the eternal being that we actually are. And when that begins to happen, then we begin to connect, I feel, with this inner sense of joy that you were talking about, this love and the joy that doesn't need anything in the outer world. We don't need to buy something to be happy or to get something to be happy. We're actually already happy. We don't need anything in the outer world. That's a tremendous realization of freedom. And we can find this joy by quieting our mind and listening, and that takes practice. I remember when I was a kid, my father was a really good piano player, and I was the oldest child, and I said, "Dad, I want to play the piano." And he said, "Sure, you just got to practice." That's the key to everything. We become what we practice. If we practice worrying, we get really good at worrying. If we practice being deceptive, we get really good at being deceptive. If we practice being loving, doing what you were saying before, inhaling love, radiating love, inhaling compassion, radiating compassion, inhaling joy, radiating joy, inhaling peace, radiating peace. We can do this throughout the day. We can remember our true nature and just send it forth to others, and we bless them without them even knowing it, and we're blessing ourselves because we're all interconnected. We can practice. This is the greatest thing. I was born and raised in Concord, Massachusetts, and I learned to swim in Walden Pond. And I remember later when I was teaching, I got my PhD at Berkeley, and I started teaching college courses in philosophy. And I remember I taught the book Walden by Thoreau. I thought, I got to teach Walden. I mean, that's my hometown, my lake. And Thoreau says in there, there is nothing more encouraging than the realization that anyone can raise the quality of their life by their own effort. Anyone can raise the quality of your life by your own effort. We can, by raising the quality of our consciousness, the quality of our relationships, the quality of our food, the quality of our awareness. We have that power. And I think that's the beautiful thing to remember. And besides, the other thing I'll just mention, when I went away to college, I started in Maine, way back in the early 1970s. I started reading Thoreau and Emerson, and now I understand that these were some of the key philosophers that inspired Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, because they were really bringing in the world of wisdom traditions also into Christianity. And one of the books that kind of summed all this up, maybe some of you have heard of it, it's called Cosmic Consciousness, the book written back in the 1890s by Richard Buck. Anyway, he said that most people attain what he called self-consciousness. That's where we are. We care about ourselves. And maybe a few people, our family, whatever. But he said a few rare people had attained what he called cosmic consciousness, which is a qualitative leap, where we don't just care about ourselves and trying to get what we want and keep away what we don't want, but we send love and we feel love for everyone, and we do our best to be a blessing in the world. People like Jesus and the Buddha and great sages and saints and mystics and poets and seers, both men and women through the ages, have made that shift, have been able to leap beyond this narrow preoccupation. And he said in his book, which really inspired me when I was only, 19 or 20 years old, he said, "It is the destiny of every human being to attain cosmic consciousness." That's really our purpose on this earth. Everything else in many ways is a distraction. And so I feel so grateful that I took that to heart. And right after college, my brother and I left home with no money. We decided we would walk all the way to California and attain cosmic consciousness. We thought there's only one way to attain cosmic consciousness, and that's go to California. And so we headed off. We walked with, like I say, we got as far as Buffalo, New York, and then it was October. It was freezing. And I thought, well, we can figure it out. We better just change the plan, head south. And so we tried to just keep ahead of the cold front. And we walked about 15 or 20 miles every day down through these little tiny roads through upstate New York, down all the way across Pennsylvania into West Virginia. When we got into West Virginia, the very first little town we got into, they said, "Boys, you're in the Bible Belt now." And I didn't know what that meant, but I found out pretty quickly what that meant. They try to save you every night. But because we had no money, so we were basically just sleeping on the floor of churches or wherever we could. We had all kinds of adventures. Sometimes we were on the floor of a rescue mission, sometimes on the floor of a jail, sometimes in the forest somewhere. But we just kept working our way south, and we were doing a practice from Ramana Maharshi from India, who said, just go deeper with self-inquiry. What am I? What am I? What is this? Who am I? Find out beyond the body, the collection, all of that, what are you? And I realized the only way to know that directly is to quiet the mind. And when we start getting glimpses of this, then the prison door opens. And we begin to realize that we're just on this earth for a few short decades, and it's a precious life that we can awaken, and we can share these ideas with each other, and not just share them, we can do our best to embody them, to live this teaching. And so I ended up, my brother and I just walked all the way down into Tennessee, and we ended up at the farm, which was the largest hippie commune in the world back then. And they were pretty much all from California. They'd come out. And then we eventually ended up in a meditation center, a Zen center in Alabama. And then eventually, a few years later, I got out to California. I was living in different meditation centers, Tibetan Buddhist and different ones, and Zen. And I ended up shaving my head and becoming a Zen Buddhist monk in Korea, South Korea. And then came back and got my PhD at Berkeley and taught college for quite a few years. And I discovered unity. And unity, I realized, is the most beautiful, complete, inspirational teaching for our culture. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore dove very deeply into their own spirituality, and just through the humility and wisdom that came through them, created a platform or a context for us that is, I think, beautiful on every level. It opens up the doorway for healing, for awakening, and so anything we can do, I think, to help live this teaching and share this teaching is a great gift that we give, not only to ourselves and our loved ones, but to our whole community. Even people who don't come here are blessed by us when we leave and we're smiling at the cash register, and we're doing our best to be a force for healing and love. And I have to say, Madeline and I have been traveling now to Unity churches for nearly 40 years, probably to more Unity churches than any human being in history. And we spent a lot of time at this church before this building was built. And it was over there in that building, and there was never a good piano. They had this electronic. So I'm so glad we have this. My prayers have been answered. No, it's really wonderful to come back and see this vibrant community, the beautiful place here. We were really good friends with Ken Murdoch. We just saw him, a couple of years ago. He's doing great. And to see this vision continuing, the vision of creating a world of peace and harmony and love that reflects our true nature, and to go forth and help multiply this message out in the world. So it really is just these two things, like I said earlier, the attraction for the inner wisdom that we know is present, and then also being propelled that we really don't want to live a life of misery and suffering. It's not necessary. We can actually awaken to a higher level. And the Luminous Meridian is this inner guidance system. When we quiet our mind, we can connect with that. Each one of us, as we practice the practice you gave us of breathing and giving. There's so many practices, just feeling our oneness with the infinite love. And the other thing I'd like to just take a moment is just honor my beautiful wife, Madeline, my lifetime Valentine. Madeline, can you stand up? Let's give a hand to Madeline. We've been married now for we're in our 34th year together, and she did all the paintings you see up here. And we lived in an RV for 17 years with no house, just traveling to Unity churches. And now we have a little house in Northern California, but we're still traveling half the year, so we love to come here sometimes in the winter. And all together remember that there's one life living through us all. The more we bless others, the more we're blessed. And the more we support this community, and not only with our inner work, but with the outer work to help make this community a vibrant community, the more we're coming to this earth and living our life well. It's really not easy to come to this earth and not get distracted into a lot of delusions and deceptions. They're out there. We're getting bombarded with deception to divide us and reduce us. So this is a place we can come to remember and encourage each other by living this ourselves. So I'd like to just close with a short piece of music on the beautiful piano. This is called Benediction of Light, and just it's a blessing. It's an original piece of music. We can just send a blessing out into our community. Enjoy. This is Benediction of Light. Thank you so much, and I'll turn it back over.
Please stop by the table in the back. We'll have some wonderful things to look at and purchase on your way out. Are there any other announcements today? Yes? Come on up.
It's the last day to buy tickets. Good morning. February 16th brings us the 4th of 5. Singer-songwriter showcases. We have two wonderful new artists joining us. Matt Baxley, who some of you know. Caleb Neff, who's my new record producer. Yay! For a new album. So you come on, bring your friends. You're going to have a great time. You know you will. The people who have been here before, bring another friend. Come on, see me. I'm at the back. You'll have a great time. Thank you.
And may we have the ushers, please? If you can see the screen here, it shows different ways that you can pledge, donate, and give to Unity. You can do it in person, email, QR code. So we'd like to bless the bags. Bless the offering. We bless these gifts with divine purpose and power to do what is right and good in the world and in our world. Thank you. May we bring in the children? Looks like teachers. And let's bring them in. You are walking in the light. Hide in the light. You are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
That was beautiful. We should record this room one time and just play that. I like this version better. So we talked about devotion, me and Raquel, the Luminous Meridian. And what I was going to discuss with the kids was find your place in spiritual practices and growth. Make it shine bright in your life. And then we're going to talk to them about make a commitment. Devotion helps build self-discipline. Be constant in your prayers and meditation. And then one thing I was going to do was tell the kids, promote your own garden of devotion. Pick as many seeds to plant as you desire. Water them with love. Be aware in your caretaking. Add new plants to the garden for variety. And be happy knowing that this garden pleases the divine. So I figured they would express your feelings of love and praise through devotional practices. And I was going to tell the children, devotion needs to be part of your daily routine, not just for special occasions. So this is what was my discussion with the kids. And I was going to have them share their devotional practices and stuff as well, but I'll have them do that next week because I always save my papers.
Well, let's bless our teachers. You are loved, special, and important. We behold and bless the Christ you are. Thank you.
Yes, there is peace on
Wait a
earth.
second.
And yes, it
So I'd just like to, we can, as we get ready for our peace song, just to invite you all to our workshop. It'll be right here called Opening the Intuitive Gate, the Keys to Developing Your Intuition. Madeline and I will be here. Remember, Albert Schweitzer said the key to happiness is good health and a short memory. So we'll teach some techniques of meditation and imagery along with music and art to help everyone who's attending the workshop connect with your own unique way of accessing your inner guidance system that we talked about today. And so we can go forth and multiply the message. So please join us. It's just a half an hour break. There's some food and refreshments, and we'll come back here at 11:30 to about 1:30. Great. And it's on a love offering basis, yes. Just whatever you feel like giving is perfectly good. So let's have our peace song. Thank you.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. As we walk with our family in perfect harmony. Yes, there is peace on earth. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous path. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes.
The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. Love of God enfolds us. I am that love. Power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we am, God is, and all is well. And as we go forth into our week, we give thanks for this inner... Go ahead. Going in faith, steadfast in love, we are already receiving our good. Woo-hoo. So as we go forth, let's take a moment and just give thanks for this beautiful time we have, the love that's in our hearts, and the inner guidance system of devotion that brings us into harmony with our true nature. And so it is. Go forth and multiply the message. Bless you.